There is a crack of silence that every ambitious person will eventually hear the moment you realize the cavalry SNT coming. For most, that silence is a death sentence for their dreams. It feels like abandonment. It sparks a question that echoes in the hollow space. Why must I walk this path alone? But for a rare few, those strategists, the sovereign minds, that same silence isn't a verdict. It's an initiation. You're listening because you know the weight I'm describing. The vision that feels too vast to explain to anyone in your life. You're exhausted from seeking nods of approval from people wired to misunderstand you. You're done waiting for a partner, a mentor, a team to validate your start. Stop waiting. The belief that you require a cheering section to succeed is the most seductive lie a comfortable world ever sold you. Every legendary builder in history understood this. Monuments are not erected by committees. They are carved by solitary hands that recognize the profound truth. Your total solitude is not a weakness, it is your ultimate tactical advantage. Today, we dismantle the fantasy of external support. We will examine how having precisely 0 allies forges a lethality that the well-connected can never replicate. But first, we must operate on your psychology. We must remove the need for applause. If the idea of stepping into the abyss without a hand to hold makes you flinch, leave now. The crowd awaits you with its warm, familiar distractions. But if you are ready to become the reason the crowd falls silent, listen. Your conditioning began early. Childhood taught you teamwork. Culture preached community. Your professional life glorifies networking. You've been immersed in a story that ascent requires being pulled upward by others. It's not what you know, it's who you know. We accept this as wisdom. It is, in fact, a poison. When your plan hinges on who you know, you confess your own powerlessness. You surrender your agency to the whims of other individuals who will always act in their own interest, not yours. The ancient strategist Sun Tzu didn't speak of relying on allied armies for long. He spoke of self-reliance, of adapting your terrain. Seeking support is seeking debt. Every favor granted creates an obligation. Every investment accepted means you've sold a piece of your throne. That emotional safety net you crave, it's also a web. It may catch you, but its true purpose is to hold you in place. Your lack of progress isn't due to missing support. It's because you're still searching for it. You waste energy scanning the horizon for rescuers. You soften your edges to make your mission digestible for others. You hesitate, waiting for permission you'll never receive. You must embrace the ground zero. Ground zero is the state of pure, uncontaminated isolation. You survey your resources, your contacts, your inner circle, and find only yourself staring back. The masseuse. See, avoid, and panic. You'll see a clean slate. If you answer to no one, you are limited by nothing. If no one lifted you, no one can pull you down. If you construct the kingdom alone, you keep 100% of the crown. This is the clear, cold math of the sovereign. We don't mourn the empty auditorium. We appreciate the space to build. You've likely heard, it is better to be feared than loved. Let's apply that to your current isolation. Chasing support is craving to be loved. You want your family to beam, your friends to celebrate. You operate from emotional need. Neediness repels power. Have you noticed? The more you plead for help, the less arrives. The more you explain your grand design to a skeptical friend, the more their doubt infects you. They sense your hunger for validation, and that scent marks you as weak. To win from ground zero, you must stop seeking affection and start commanding respect through undeniable skill. Your engine must change fuel. You are no longer powered by encouragement. You are powered by a quiet, burning defiance. Look at the skeptics, the absent friends, the ghosts in your inbox. Do not feel sorrow. Let their indifference ignite a cold, focused drive. They don't believe. Good. The market is undefended. They won't assist. Perfect. The spoils are undivided. Their silence must cease to wound you. It must instead sharpen you. Imagine a commander. He turns to give an order and finds his ranks deserted. He stands alone on the field. Does he weep over betrayal? No. He assesses his blade and the lay of the land. He understands a solitary warrior, moving with stealth, is a far harder target than a clumsy battalion. You are that commander. Your lack of a team forces you to be smarter, faster, more adaptive. A large organization is a giant, slow-moving beast, bogged down by consensus. You can pivot your entire world in an afternoon because you hold no counsel. You don't need a board of directors. You need a mirror and the resolve to look into it. Stop seeing your isolation as a curse. See it as a filter. It has filtered out the weak-willed who would have slowed your march. It has removed the fair-weather allies who would have betrayed you at the first sign of gold. You are alone because you are being shielded from the drag of collective mediocrity. So, what is the practical method? How do you wake to an empty inbox and still work with relentless fury? You enter the phase of the phantom. This is a principle from strategic history. If you have no audience, you have no need to perform. Become a phantom. Most fail because they talk their potential into the air. They share an idea and a friend says, "That sounds risky." Doubt seeps in. Energy dissipates. You get a cheap dopamine hit from announcing a goal, fooling your brain into feeling progress. The phantom speaks only through action. You must take a vow of silence concerning your ambitions. Don't tell your spouse. Don't hint to your parents. Don't post cryptic teases online. Silence creates internal pressure. When a colossal goal is trapped inside you with no verbal escape, it builds like steam in an engine. It transforms into physical energy, into a productive anxiety, into a relentless itch. You need that pressure. That is the force that will push you to work at 3 a.m. while the supported sleep soundly. That pressure is the only tool capable of breaking through the wall of resistance. Solitude grants you the luxury of total immersion. No obligatory parties. No draining social upkeep. You can let the polite mask slip and let the dedicated creature beneath work. Use your isolation to obsess. The world diagnoses obsession. We prescribe it. With zero support, you must become obsessed. You must know your craft with a depth that borders on frightening. You must become so proficient, so strategically sound, that you are simply undeniable. Comedian Steve Martin said, "Be so good they can't ignore you." He didn't say, "Be so liked they decide to help." When you are undeniable, support becomes a trivial footnote, and ironically, that is precisely when it flocks to you. People rush to back a victor. They flee from backing a struggler. As long as you're begging, you look like a straggler. But when you emerge from silence with tangible results, suddenly, everyone remembers your name. You will nod politely, but you will never forget who stood in the empty chamber when it mattered. You, and only you. To endure this road, you must allow yourself to grieve. This is what the hustle culture ignores. The grind alone carries a unique ache. You must mourn the life you imagined, the one with the cheering section, the understanding parents, the friends who evolved alongside you. That life is a phantom. Hold a funeral for the version of you that needed it. This hurts. It's a visceral, chest-tightening pain that whispers of betrayal. You'll lie awake wondering if you're the fool. You'll question if the herd was right. This is the crucible. Every original mind walks this valley. You've left the tribe but haven't yet reached the promised land. You're in the wilderness. Here, you hallucinate doubts. You crave the comfort of the cage you just left, but you can't return. You've seen the truth, that most support is mutual pacification. You can't unsee it. So, you must let the old self die so the sovereign can be born. You must become your own architect. In psychology, this is, let's call it, forging your own core. You must look in the mirror and be the mentor you never had. You must look at your finances and be the provider you lacked. You must audit your emotions and be the calm guide you wished for. You talk to yourself aloud. Get up. The work waits. No one is coming to do it for you. Focus. You cultivate an internal duality. There is the you that is tired, scared, and wants comfort. And there is the you that is the general. The general drags the weaker self through the mud until only strength remains. The ancient texts speak of the ruler's flexible nature. You must be stern with yourself now to be generous to your future self. You deny yourself ease today so you can command tomorrow. With zero support, you have no one to enable your failures. If you sleep in, the day is lost. If you don't produce, you don't eat. The feedback loop is immediate and unforgiving. Decisive comfort is the rival of legacy. Support often acts as a pillow, softening the consequences of your own laziness. Alone, you feel the hard ground. You learn rapidly. You adapt. You become unbreakable. Now, the story you tell. The average person narrates a victim-esque tale. I couldn't tea because I had no backer. You will author a different origin story, not a villain's, but a strategist's. You become fueled by the slight. Consider the athlete who conjured disrespect from rivals to stoke his competitive fury. You must do this. Collect every rejection, every ignored message, every subtle smirk of doubt. Place them in a mental forge. They didn't support you. Excellent. They mocked your concept. Perfect. They left you unread. Ideal. Burn these slights for fuel. Resentment is a cleaner energy than despair. Despair makes you passive. It urges you to lie down. Resentment makes you electric. It compels you to move. The masses are simple, a strategist wrote, and obey immediate impulses. Don't be the one deceived by their simplicity. Understand they didn't support you because they cannot fathom your vision. They speak the language of safety and conformity. You speak the dialect of legacy and freedom. Stop trying to make them fluent. Simply build your towers so tall they must strain to see its peak. When you succeed from ground zero, the victory has a unique purity. There is no one to list in the credits, no equity to split. There is a dark, profound satisfaction in knowing you walked through the flame and emerged unburned, while spectators waited for you to ignite. But to arrive there, you must master deliberate isolation. Most are isolated by circumstance. You must choose it by design. Sever the dead weight. If you linger with people who drain you simply from fear of loneliness, you are leaking vital energy. You are paying a tax to belong to a club that holds you back. Stop paying. Sit in the quiet of your room. Stare at the wall. Listen to the silence. At first, it will scream. Your thoughts will shout their familiar insults. You're failing. You have no allies. Let them shout. Observe them. Trace their origin. A dismissive teacher, a cynical relative, the noise of a shallow culture. They are not your voice. When the screaming fades, and it will fade all, hear a new sound, a low, steady pulse. That is your own mind coming online. That is your intuition. That is your strategy. You cannot hear that signal amidst the noise of committees and consensus. Greatness is engineered in the vacuum. Let's be clinical. Collaborations fracture. Partnerships end. Statistics show that introducing another variable, another humanine to your success equation multiplies the risk of failure. People are volatile. They grow distracted, envious, or simply change direction. If your plan depends on another's consistency, your plan is fragile. The ancient advice was to avoid borrowed troops. Why? Because if they fail, you are defeated. If they triumph, you are in their debt. Succeed using another's platform or capital, and you are forever a guest in their house. Succeeding with zero support is the only way to retain full ownership of your soul. Is it harder? Often. Is it slower? Sometimes. Is it worth the price? Always. You are pouring a foundation of solid stone. The person airlifted to the peak has no strength in their legs. A strong wind can topple them. The climber who scaled the cliff faced with bleeding hands possesses legs of iron. The wind cannot move them. They have become the mountain. You must choose to be the climber. This is why you must welcome the difficulty. When you hit a wall with no one to call, don't despair. Smile. This is the repetition that forges resilience. This is where you learn to solve problems. A mentor giving you the answer teaches you little, digging through the dirt for 3 weeks, until you find it yourself that knowledge becomes part of your bone marrow. Zero support means maximum self-education. You are forced to master marketing, product, finance, psychology. You become a polymath. You forge yourself into a weapon of comprehensive skill. The specialist is replaceable. The generalist who built an empire from dust is not. So, look at your barren contact list and say, thank you. Thank you for compelling me to become everything I required. Now, the deeper mechanism, there is a psychological process called sublimation, channeling raw, difficult emotions into productive creation. You are alone. You likely feel anger, sadness, fear. The average person numbs these. They scroll, they binge, they sedate the pain of solitude. You will do the opposite. You will let the pain flow, and you will funnel it directly into your work. Pain is potent energy. Have you ever noticed the ferocious output a heartbreak or fury can generate? The sovereign learns to access this reservoir on command. You don't await tragedy. You use the constant, ambient pressure of your solitude. I am alone. Work harder. They ignored me. Create better. You build a reflex where discomfort triggers production. This is how you become an engine. While others are paralyzed by feeling, you are propelled by it. Fortune, wrote the strategist, favors the bold, the one who does not ask. When you feel supported, you grow soft. You feel secure. And security is the grave of ambition. You need to feel the precipice. You need to know that if you stop climbing, you will fall. That survival instinct activates dormant parts of your consciousness. We are wired to endure. Strip away the safety net, and your primal mind awakens. Senses heighten, creativity flares. You spot hidden paths a comfortable mind would miss. Welcome to peril. Welcome to silence. It is your alarm clock. We've addressed mindset. Now, mechanism, specifically your fuel source. The supported run on light fuel, inspiration, joy, synergy. The solitary must learn to run on a darker energy. The psychologists called it the shadow. Most repress their shadow, the ambition, the pride, the competitive fire. They are taught these are vices, so they become harmless. You cannot build a kingdom from nothing if you are harmless. To construct from scratch, you need controlled aggression. You need the strategic desire to outmaneuver, not harm. You need the pride to believe you deserve more than the scraps you be been. Integrate your shadow. Stop apologizing for your ambition, for wanting wealth, for wanting to prove the doubters mistaken. That darkness isn't evil. It's potential energy. A rocket flies not on good intentions, but on a controlled explosion at its base. Your integrated shadow is that explosion. At midnight, when you want to quit, inspiration may have fled. Inspiration is a fair weather friend. But resolve is loyal. Pride is steadfast. Use them. Tell yourself, if I stop now, the skeptic wins. It's a potent, if raw, fuel. And to escape gravity, you need a fierce burn. You can refine your energy source once you're in orbit. The texts say the divine leaves room for our own struggle, for our share of glory. It will not be delivered. Don't be the pleasant person who finishes with nothing. Be the integrated individual who finishes first. Be civil, but keep that driven creature within on a leash, ready for the task. You have no manager, no squad, no external accountability. This is the danger. Most people, when unsupervised, drift into chaos. They sleep late, scroll mindlessly, mistake freedom for a holiday. If you do this, you will fail. To win from ground zero, you must become a benevolent dictator of your own life. You need a protocol, not a to-do list. A to-do list is a suggestion. A protocol is law. 1. The dawn negotiation. The instant you wake, a negotiation begins. The weaker self wants the snooze button, the comfort. Win this first battle. Every single dawn, lose to the alarm, and you've told your subconscious you are not in command. 2. Focus blocks. You don't work all day. You work deeply. Silence the phone, lock the door. Enter a state of flow for 3 to 4 hours. In that span, you will output more than a distracted team does in a week. Why? No meetings, no interruptions. This is your asymmetric edge. Speed, concentration, precision. 3. Mental diet. With no support, your mind is your primary weapon. If you fill it with trivia and outrage, you will produce trivia and outrage. Stop consuming the news cycle. Stop with the drama feeds. Read philosophy. Study strategy. Digest technical manuals. The great strategists studied empires, not gossip. 4. The nightly audit. You are your own CEO. At day's end, look in the mirror. Ask, did I advance the mission today, or did I merely make motion? You must be a ruthless judge. If you fell short, admit it. Correct it. No self-pity. This structure creates a vessel for your potential, replacing the external scaffolding of a job with an internal framework of steel. Let's confront the ultimate distraction for the lone builder. Networking. You are told to mingle, exchange cards, put yourself out there. Listen closely. Networking is for those with nothing yet to offer. Starting from zero, you have no leverage. Walking into a room of the accomplished as an unknown, you are a petitioner. You are asking for time, for notice. The accomplished detect petitioners. They avoid them. Do not go to mixers. Go to your workstation and build. Build value. Build a skill. Build a body of work so distinct and valuable that you become a magnet. When you are magnetic, you don't chase filings. They drift to you. Make yourself indispensable to the marketplace. If you are the finest writer in your niche, clients will find you. If you are the most insightful analyst, firms will seek you. Construct the lighthouse. Stop rowing after ships. Every hour spent on cheap wine and small talk is an hour stolen from your craft, an hour you could have used to become undeniable. The ultimate network is a portfolio of exceptional work. The finest introduction is a reputation for excellence. Succeed first. The connections will follow, and when you finally enter those rooms, you won't be handing out cards. They'll be asking for yours. This will feel cinematic, but it is real. If you walk this path, the path of the phantom, the Sabrina shift occurs. You begin to win. Metrics rise, resources accumulate. Your physique transforms. A quiet certainty begins to radiate from you, and then they return. The friends too busy for coffee, the family who questioned your real job, the past partners who sought stability. They reappear, smiling, ready to utter the phrase that will chill you. We always knew you had it in you. They will attempt to edit history, to insert themselves into your story. They wish to stand beside a trophy they did not help lift. This is your final examination. The old you, the one who ached for support, will want to welcome them back. You'll crave that long-withheld validation. Do not yield. Handle this with strategic grace. No need for cruelty or drama. Simply maintain a polite distance. Become a pane of glass. They can see your success, but they cannot touch your core. Understand their affection is now conditional based on your utility, your status. This is human nature, but you do not build your citadel on such sand. Keep your inner circle minuscule. Keep the gates guarded. The only souls permitted inside are those who helped carry the stones. And since you carried them alone, the citadel is yours alone. This isn't loneliness. This is sovereignty. There is a profound peace in this, difficult to articulate. It is the peace of knowing you are the source. You know that if everything vanished tomorrow, you could rebuild it, because you are the asset, not your contacts, not your luck. You? So where does it end? It doesn't. Once you've triumphed from ground zero, you've unlocked a new tier of existence. You are no longer the survivor. You are the architect. Now, with resources, you can construct the world you once envisioned. And here lies the beautiful contradiction. Now that you need no support, you can truly offer it. You can become the guide you once wished for. You can spot the solitary, driven individual on the verge of surrender and say, continue. You don't do this for reward. You do it because you remember the chill of the empty room. But you do it with discernment. You don't rescue everyone. You invest only in those who demonstrate the spark. You become the patron, the strategist mentor. It is a double victory, to aid the unaided, to correct the very system that overlooked you. But never forget the cold. Never forget the quiet. Keep a shot of that darkness in your spirit. Let it be the anchor that keeps you steady while the world offers its bouquets. They applaud you now, but you know the truth. You were the only one clapping in the silence, and that sound, the sound of your own resolve, is the only applause that ever truly mattered. I can sense your mind resisting. This is too severe. It murmurs. We are social creatures. That is our biology. Talking to prey instinct, trying to herd you back into the flock where it feels secure. Security is a mirage. The sheep is safe until the wolf comes. The wolf is secure because it carries a threat. Which will you be? The path of zero support is not for the multitude. It is for the exception. It demands you risk appearing a failure for a long time, so you can live as a legend. It requires you to labor in the shadows so you may eventually stand in the light. Most will close this and message a friend to share their frustrations. They will seek a microdose of sympathy, feel better briefly, and change nothing. But you are still here. You are calculating. You are understanding that the empty space beside you is not an absence. It is a troon, waiting for you to grow into it. If this has shifted your perspective, understand this is merely the surface of what can be discussed. Deeper strategies, the more nuanced aspects of sovereign psychology, cannot be fully unpacked here on the open platform. The algorithm has its limits, and the most powerful insights often exist just beyond them. If you're committed to this path, your next step is clear. Please support this channel, like this video. It tells the algorithm you want more of this from Winds of Thought. But if you're ready to go further, to access the reserved materials and join a community of fellow architects, the link is in the description. Most won't take that step. That, precisely, is what makes all the difference.